Hello, online crew, and welcome to today's live where I've got a little bee in my bonnet. And I wanted to share this with you. Occasionally something gets under my skin and I need to talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm not going to mention any specific names. I don't want to call anyone out, but I am going to read you some dialogue and a message that I got from somebody about sort of joining their business. Now, what's the reason that I would share something like this is because this is what those of us that are trying to do the right thing and build the right way in this industry, this is what we have to go and clean up. When people out there in this industry, like it's 2020, what year are we in? 2023. Like it'll be 2024 soon. And we are in the modern age of where social media is available to us. We have an internet connection. We have a phone. Who doesn't have a phone these days? Even like young kids have got phones these days. We've got things at our disposal to help us build a business online. And that's amazing. Okay. But when people abuse it in this industry by the stupid spammy messages that they send out there, then like they just shouldn't be in the industry. And if you know anything about me, if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain. And I am at service here to our online crew community of home-based business owners and network marketers and social sellers. But I do it in a way where I absolutely have to guarantee that well, it's just what's important to me, that I'm a human before a marketer. I don't know, what do you stand for? Is that something that's important to you, to be a human before a marketer in how you build this business? I really hope so. So if it's not, then turn off this live right now. Okay. I'm not for you. I'm not the mentor for you. I'm not the coach for you. But if it's important to you to be a human before a marketer, then keep listening, because what I'm about to share with you is exactly what you don't want to do in this industry. And it really annoys me because there are still people in this day and age in 2023 sending messages like this. Like, who are you learning from? What kind of company are you in to send messages like I'm about to share with you? So listen up. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to mention the name of the company to, protect the person and maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's a cut and paste message that they've been sent to, being told to send. But this is exactly what you don't want to do. If there's any of you listening that don't know much about attraction marketing or how to build on business on the right way, or being a human before a marketer, you want to keep listening and you want to share this video with people in your team. Because as I said, what gets up my nose is that there are so many of us trying to build the right way online. And then there's people still doing these stupid messages like the one I'm about to read to you. And then when somebody tries to introduce them to their business, they're like, oh, are you in one of those things? Because they've received a message like this before. Okay. So before I read this, I've got my phone. So because I'm on Instagram here. Hi, Instagram. I'm on Facebook and YouTube and my free group here. So I've got my spare phone where I'm going to read out what it is that I received. So just a couple of reminders. We're in the middle of September, basically. You've got 3.5 months before the end of the year. So those in my network marketing team, go and watch the recording of the team call that we just did talking about that and what you should do. So we talked about that on Clubhouse. So that's a public recording that any of you could listen to, for the last few months of the year, what should you be focusing on? So that's available to anybody to watch the replay of that from Clubhouse. And yesterday, those of you that are in my coaching community, I did a full practical training on pushing all the buttons on how to do the type of TikTok videos that I'm doing that are, working really well for me. So go and watch that. Yesterday, also live here, I spoke about the 6 Ps to build towards a 6-figure business, go and catch that recording if you missed it, and the opportunity that's available to you to work closer with me for the next 6 months, because I only open up that opportunity twice a year, and that's open at the moment. So catch yesterday's video if you missed that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure who this is, just reading a comment. Hi, Helen. I'm hoping you're talking about the type of messages I get daily and they make me so angry. So probably what I'm about to read to you is probably something similar. Hey, Beth, how are you? Hi, Tina. Good to see you on. Anybody on Instagram? Good to see you guys here as well. So let me read this out. So I will protect the name of the person and the company name because I don't want to, I just don't want to reveal that. Okay. So this is not a stranger to me. This is somebody that we have spoken many times before, dating back to 2021. So we've actually had contact for 2 years. So it's not like they're a stranger to me. So they could have easily popped back into my messenger and say, hey, Helen, and there is a lesson at the end of this. So I'm going to highlight what not to do, but then I want to give you advice about what to do. So if this is, you're watching this and you go, oh, I've done that before, what should I be doing? Hang tight in this video. Okay. So this person could have come back in and said, oh, hey, Helen, it's been such a long time since we've chatted. And then there's a strategy that which I'll get to afterwards. Okay. So what I got was the first message. So we haven't spoken for almost a year. So almost 12 months have gone by. This is the first message. Hello. How are you doing over there? Always use someone's name. That would be probably a copy and paste message that's gone out to this person's, everybody in their messenger. Address people by their name. It's one of the most simplest things that you should be doing in this industry. Otherwise, people think it's a cut and paste message. Use people's name. So say, hi, Helen. Don't just say, hi, how are you doing over there? So my back was up from word go. Okay. And how you don't get people's back up is the strategy that I'm about to share with you after I read this. Okay. So hello, how are you doing over there? And I thought immediately, I know where this is going. I'll play. Let's see where this goes. I'll play. Hey, person's name. I address them by their name. Great, thank you. How are you? Okay. That's awesome. Well, I'm doing great and everything is fine here. I would like to discuss something important with you. Hope you don't mind listening. That was the second message. So they want to discuss something important with it. Now, we haven't spoken for almost a year. They want to discuss something important with me and would I listen? So I sat on that for a bit and I thought, oh, I know exactly where this is heading. Someone's about to pitch me. So I sat on it for a while and I thought, no, I'll play. So I played and I said, well, perhaps, but can you elaborate a little bit more before you share? So I deliberately worded my message then. So can you elaborate? Because I didn't want the pitch. I knew the pitch was coming, but I thought, can you elaborate a little bit more before you share? What is it about? And then I got back, good morning. And they did say my name. So they must have got that the day after maybe. How are you doing this morning? So kind of just came in with, how am I doing again? So that kind of didn't make sense to me. Maybe they'd forgotten that I'd already sent the previous messages. And then did use my name, but it was very bold. So it's like, my name, Helen. It's about something I invested in, and after some hours of trading in the company, my earning was deposited into my bank directly. It's real and legit. It's not a pyramid scheme. I decided to discuss it with you. Have you heard of such and such company before? So they've tried to say a little bit about it, but it's not really the right kind of explanation, is it? Like I know exactly where this is heading, and it's all I invested. I got the money back. It was deposited back in my bank account. It's real and legit. It's not a pyramid, etc. And then after that, send me another message with just 2 question marks. Just 2 question marks. It's kind of like, well, so have you heard of them before? So I've gone back and I've said, hey, whoever, thank you for thinking of me. So I just thought, no, I'll be polite. I knew where it was heading. I'll be polite. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm extremely happy with what I'm already doing. Okay. My name again, boldly. Yes, I do understand what you said. I do also have a good business, which I'm making a lot of income from. But that doesn't stop me from doing other things. What you need to understand about trading, it's something you can use to secure whatever business that you are doing. This platform training period is just 10 hours to earn something good. Like the language doesn't even make sense. Used my name again. No friendliness to this. There is no friendly tone to any of this. Use my name. I can boldly tell you that I have earned more than 1 million rands from this company called, said the number. There is no limit on what you can achieve in life. Learn to try new things. Now they're telling me what to do. How do you think I felt when I read that? When somebody's telling me, I can boldly tell you that I've done this and there's no limit in what you can achieve in life. Learn to try new things. My blood boiled and I felt like saying, you know nothing about me, nor have you even tried to learn anything about me. If you looked at any of my content, found me on social media anywhere and bothered to look at my content, you would know that I have multiple streams of income online. So my blood boiled a little bit and then I just didn't respond. I thought about responding and I'm like, I'm just not going there. I'm not wasting my time. It's important not to give your power away to how you react to things. So I did let it, I went like that initially and went, how dare you? You don't know anything about me. You don't know how hard I work. You don't know that I've got 12 streams of income. You don't know that I'm already a multiple 6-figure earner. You know nothing about me. That's what I wanted to say. And then I thought, Helen, why are you letting somebody else's stupidity and naivety, why are you letting that get to you? And I was like, switch it. So you do realize when people, that's just their world and their reality and their messages. It's got nothing to do with me. So very quickly switch that off. Why am I sharing this with you? One, yes, Christine, it's extremely rude. I knew where it was going from day one, but I played the game. That is not how you should approach anybody about any company in this industry. And it annoys me because the ones of us that are trying to do it the right way and gain respect and be a human before a marketer, we have to go and clean up that mess. And there are people that won't touch us or this industry because there are still people out there doing that. Don't do it. If you are listening to this video and sending messages like that, shame on you. It's 2023. People don't want to hear that, and they don't want to be told to learn new things when you've taken no time or no energy to get to know the person. This is not how to build this industry in this day and age. And why it annoys me and why I'm sharing it with you is because I'm saddened by the fact that there are still people out there doing that. Because if I end up talking to somebody shortly after they've spoken to somebody, they're like, I'm not going anywhere near a business like that. Do you agree with me, those of you that are listening, that is just so unnecessary with all the training and everything we've got available to us about learning about how to do messages in social media the right way? There is no need for that anymore in this industry. That's why I'm sharing it. So what should you do? And I will repeat this. And this is the kind of training that I share over and over and over again. If you're going to get into somebody's messenger and you're prospecting, and to me, building online successfully is two things that you need to concentrate: content and conversations. Now, ideally with attraction marketing and social media, if your content is good enough, it's creating the conversations. So you don't have to go and prospect, people in Messenger like that. So if your content is dialed in, you know your brand, you've got all the 6 Ps down pat that I spoke about yesterday. You've got all that going for you, and you know what, you've got good content going out there. Your content will create conversations. My platform of choice at the moment is actually TikTok. And I'm having conversations. I don't need to prospect anybody or follow anybody on TikTok, because there's enough people following me and asking me questions that it's creating the conversations, that's creating the customer sales that got me number 6 in my entire company globally for customer sales last month. I'm creating the content that creates the conversations. So I don't have to do much conversations, like initiating the conversations, because the conversations are happening from my content. You get that? So the better you are at the content, the less you have to go and initiate conversations. However, if you're still learning what content to put out there, you haven't got traction on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok as yet. Like, you're still learning the ropes with what kind of content to put out there, or what kind of brand you want to stand behind, all those kind of things, then you should be creating more conversations, but you're not going to do it that way. Don't do that. So if you're creating more conversations and you're in Messenger and you're networking, here's the strategy around it. Start the conversation with intention. Go and look for a story or a piece of content that you can talk about. It's an intentional conversation that you're starting. It's just not, hi, how are you? What are you in my inbox for? So that person, we've actually been in contact for 2 years. They could have easily come back in and started the conversation with, hey, Helen, wow, it's been 2 years since we've actually talked. I just noticed you popped up in my newsfeed and I saw a piece of content of yours. How have you been? Just wanted to reconnect. I would have answered that. Absolutely. So they're intentional. They're saying they saw a piece of content of mine, but here's the better way to do it, just than intention, is you build on that and you give somebody a compliment. So write these 3 things down: intention, compliment, question. That's how you start conversations in Messenger. Even if your goal is to, I'd really love to work with them, I'd love to talk to them about my business, but I just don't know how to go there. Start by being a human before a marketer. So go into someone's Messenger with intention of something that you're going to talk about. Have you not spoken to them for a while and you're following up about their family or something like that? Have you seen something on their stories that you're going to comment about? Have you seen something posted on their newsfeed that you can actually deliberately reference? Oh, hey, Helen, I know we haven't spoken for a couple of years, but you popped up on my newsfeed talking about XYZ. I love that. Like, that's amazing, whatever. And then ask me a question. I'm absolutely replying to you if that's how you get into my inbox. If you just say, hi, how are you? I'm more, because I deal with this industry day in, day out. I coach people. I get prospected all the time. I'm like, where's this going to go? Because I know that's somebody that's very naive in our industry. So intention, compliment, question. So yeah, Christine, another way, she's just commented on Instagram: conversation, compliment, and care. Another way to look at it: create a conversation, compliment somebody, care, and add to that, ask a question. So that's how you want to get into somebody's inbox in this modern day of age of how to look. If you are creating conversations, and if your content isn't creating the conversations, you should absolutely be in your Messenger talking to people. But don't just send a blanket message without somebody's name saying, hi, how are you? People are busy. I don't have time for people going, hi, how are you? That one I played the game because I wanted to see where it went, and point proven. But certainly don't tell people what to do. The way she finished that off was incredibly rude by saying, learn to try new things. So I will never, and I haven't even gone back, and I'm not even going to waste my energy on somebody like that. So what are your thoughts around that? I'd love to know. Just picking up on a few comments here. Yeah, Merla, it's gross. I'm not sure who the Facebook user is, but the explicit word, the emoji, I hear you. It's just plain rude. Agree for sure. Definitely agree with you, Helen from Karina. You should first find out if the person is open before pitching. And that's where we start with being a human, and we just start the conversation. And then we find out if there's a need. So I've got in-depth conversations training in my online crew coaching community, and even more detailed training in my VIP mentorship program on conversations, because I think it's one of the biggest things people lack is the skill. And when we go into this business, we just, we've got a vision, we see something we like, we want to sell a few products, and we want to build a team. Like, that's our vision. It doesn't mean you've got any kind of skill, conversation skill. It doesn't mean you've got the skill of closing a scale. It doesn't mean you've got any kind of skill in you're going from the friend zone to leading into your business. It doesn't mean you've got any of those skills when you come into this industry. So learn them. This has been on my mind for weeks about creating. So I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to create a separate training just on conversations and the art of conversation. Those in the coaching community, you've already got this training. Those of you in my VIP program, you've got even more comprehensive training on this. That's the kind of training that you should listen to over and over and over again, because this will make or break your business. That girl sending those kind of messages is going to break her business, and she'll probably end up giving up. If you learn to converse with people in the right way, with the right strategies, the right language, the right verbiage, making people feel heard, bridging the gap between the friend zone and bringing up your business, but in a way that identifies a need, and then having the skill of closing the sale, then they're the skills that you need to learn, and you'll have far more success in your business. That person's going to go nowhere with those strategies. So I say this to help you in the industry learn the skills that you need to have the right verbiage, the right language when you approach people about our industry and about your business, to help you be successful in this industry, rather than damaging the industry by messages like that. Does that make sense? Christine, your training is so helpful and clear. Thank you. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that comment. Merla, I had someone message, "Hi, how are you?" And I answered, and they didn't even reply to me. Yeah. Do people forget what it's like to be on the receiving end? That's such a good point. If you want not being like on that side, why do that do to that to others? I couldn't agree more. Like, if they actually thought, how does this feel like being on the receiving end? Do I like to receive messages like that? No, then don't send messages like that. Absolutely. Really, really good point. Okay. So that's my rant. I just, I don't share a lot of that anymore, but occasionally there was one that goes a little bit too far, and that was definitely that one. But I think it's important to talk about for those that are being taught those strategies and are a bit naive to know that that is not the right way to do it. And let's elevate the whole industry by having this conversation around what is not the right thing to do. Okay, that's why I'm sharing this, is let's protect each other in this industry and raise the professionalism of the industry, and absolutely not do things like that, and implement the kind of verbiage that I've just shared with you. And again, those of you in the coaching community on my VIP program, you've got all that training to go and revisit if you think you need to revisit it. Okay. So thank you for letting me have a rant and listening. I hope that's helpful. And I hope somebody that's listening that may be doing it the wrong way, this is helpful for you to elevate your game and lift your skill level with this. So I will catch you. This is my last live video for the week. So I will catch you live next week. But you never know what I'm going to turn up and talk about. But just a reminder that the registrations of interest for my VIP program are open at the moment. They only open twice a year. and they will close at the end of the month because we start on the 1st of October for 6 months. So if you would like to work with me closer, you need accountability, you need calls twice a month, you need direction, you want your work reviewed, you need help with content, you need help with conversations, all of that kind of stuff, then just reach out to me and ask for those details. Okay? So have an awesome weekend. I'll catch you next week. Bye.